I'm live right now. I have at least 57% battery. I'm on my computer, and this will be a full echelon of reactions to the rest of Just Pearly Things video.
Over that. So would I give him permission? No, but if it happened, am I gonna break up my whole home? Probably not, but I will say
I would say Just Pearly Things kind of has some fat on her, but she's not that bad looking. Do you know Just Pearly Things, Manny?
If you choose
Do you know the girl Just Pearly Things?
Just know that might come with it.
She's kind of like an Andrew Tate. She's like this white girl with blonde hair. Oh, you probably saw her videos because we watched it before.
I'm sure she's getting a lot of attention from other misogynists.
Just because you get attention doesn't mean that you're credible, right?
Those watching her actually respect her because ultimately she's a woman and they don't respect women. So as much as it might seem like they do and they might be giving her money for now, that's not going to last. Is the money she's making from this now?
Well, I see where Rachel Oates is wrong. She thinks men absolutely don't respect women, and that's actually not exactly true. Like, we both kind of respect each other, but we create this kind of camouflage and neurotypical masking, which in a way we kind of create the illusion that we don't agree with each other, but the illusion is necessary. So the structure is necessary. We can't just break it apart right away because the structure of politics and all that stuff's necessary, but it's just kind of a plaything. It's like toys that we put around. The toys aren't necessary, but it's useful because we have to grow the new generation up and they have to do all that stuff. So we're basically doing all the things that our previous grandfather and fathers did, but we don't have to do it in a consistent way. It can be more wibbly and wobbly.
It's easy for someone like Pearl to be spewing these hateful, harmful views while she's sat in her place of privilege now. But that place might not last forever.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that men and women, it would be nice if we did get along. Like, if we didn't have this bystanders against each other. Who was that, Manny? 1 sec. I'll be back. Fuck. Did somebody just come in?
People who are going through those struggles and you end up comparing yourself, that's not going to turn out well for you. People are going to call you a hypocrite. People are going to be angrier than you. People are going to turn on you.
I'm fucking sore from working out. It's fucking irritating.
Against you and who and what you have left. Pearl is known for mocking and putting down any woman who is less than perfect at every opportunity.
Well, I see that she actually does that. She actually does put a lot of women down. It's just her style for what she thinks and what she does for her channel. It's her structure. It's her foundation for who she is as a YouTuber. Just like that other girl that has tattoos who I really like, but I realize that, you know, it's kind of complicated. Thanks, one viewer. THETA-Female here, also known as Genuine Secrets. We're reacting more to Rachel Oates' video. Alright, you can come back if you want. I'm actually happy that one person actually showed up anyways.
Overweight herself. I had no idea where her content started because I only saw her where she is today, and no shade to her, but she's clearly an overweight woman who
Sarah, misogyny, transphobia.
By, hiding her body and photoshopping her body and all this stuff. But
okay.
The people who were her fans are now realizing what a hypocrite she was and how awful she is, and she's getting so much backlash, and she doesn't have the respect of her audience or anyone else anymore. And this could very easily happen to Pearl as well.
Oh, Sarah's different. Could happen to people, but does it really matter? Like, does it matter what everyone thinks about you or your fucking character? Like, I've done so much crazy shit. Obviously, people don't want to be around me, but the thing is that obviously it doesn't really matter what your character says because you're still alive. You can live anywhere and still be alive and still be good. I have a friend here that still cares about me. I'm fine with that. Sometimes all I need is one person to really help me structure myself. And when I'm doing these videos, I actually feel like I'm talking to a lot of people, so I can actually focus on who I'm talking to. And it's like Augustus talking to his pre-council or his council or whatever they're called. But I'm not necessarily a ruler. I'm just a person talking, a madman in a box, traveling through the houses, traveling through the earth, and the earth is definitely not a spaceship. It's just a planet. It's just a planet. That's all it is. But enough. Let's go back into the details regarding Rachel Oates.
And that could potentially happen to Pearl too.
It could happen to her, no doubt, because she's very notorious for being nonchalant and very regarding her character, just like Andrew Tate is.
Ends up sexually assaulted or abused or in a domestic violence situation.
Domestic violence situations are really irritating. How that's dealt with, and I guess in the law sphere, lawyers have to go through a lot of irritatable situations with that process, and it's just irritating to think the least about how that works per se. But yeah, anyways, this video is almost done. No, it's not. It's an hour 27 minutes, so I'm gonna switch it to another video. That she is interesting. Rachel Oates is an interesting YouTuber. I'm gonna listen to more of her videos, so I'm gonna subscribe. And right here, I'm on my other YouTube channel using this. So let's go into different videos. Let's see. I want to react to Coach Red Pill, the guy that we're trying to look for, the actual guy that's stuck in Ukraine. Let's see his old videos. Fuck. Oh, this is a good one. CRP.
If you're a girl who has tattoos, know that she is crazy.
I'm gonna put a hat just like Coach Red Pill.
Maybe a girl with tattoos wasn't completely insane. The girls that have like tattoos all over their chest, for instance, you know that they're crazy. Ditto with those girls who put tattoos on their thighs, right? And forget about putting a.
He's talking about how girls with tattoos are kind of like crazy, right? But they're not necessarily crazy.
Zero impulse control, zero taste, and that you're just basically a fool. Like
what's that?
How do I put this? In Spanish, we have a saying that's perfect for this. It doesn't translate very well into English, but I'll say it anyway. In Spanish, it's más peligroso que mono con navaja. More dangerous than a monkey with a razor blade. Yeah. A girl who tattoos her face, that's how crazy that chick is going to be. Yeah? No exception. But what about the girl who has like the little tattoo? The little tattoo very discreetly like on her hip, maybe, or maybe on her ankle.
The discreet tattoos. Like I've seen my share of girls with tattoos. I'm not really sure if they're crazy or not.
Crazy too?
Maybe.
Yes, absolutely. No exceptions. No matter how small the tattoo, no matter how discreet, no matter how whatever, she's nuts. By definition, I used to think that this wasn't the case. I used to think that a girl with a little tattoo, a little discreet little symbol or whatever the hell, was okay, like a heart or something, right? There was this one girl I knew, she had a little dolphin, right? And she had a little dolphin on her chest, and she told me how much she regretted it. She regretted it, and then within a week, she told me that she regretted it and wanted to get it removed and all the rest of it and blah, blah, blah. And so I thought, well, maybe this girl is all right?
Maybe.
She wasn't. She was
I don't know. Men have tattoos too, so are you going to call men crazy?
Is crazy. Now it's all good and fine to say that.
Maybe it's just her presupposed perception, because I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, very, very simple. You see, the tattoo in and of itself.
Anyways, guys, feel free to join this live.
A tattoo.
I'm doing a lot of this, reacting to a lot of videos, because I have my enjoyment of reacting to certain YouTubers. Oh, next thing up is going to be Atheist Experience. I'm going to be reacting to atheistic videos. Let's see how angry people get. I'm not trying to make people angry. This is like my life. This is my vitality, my perception, what I'm going for. I don't have a purpose, though. I never have a purpose, but I still live on without a purpose. Kind of complicated. Kind of like a Buddhist path, but I'm not Buddhist. I'm kind of more complex. So I like to do the things I want to do in my own way and not to be controlled by different situational oppressing figures. And then I go back to this feminist kind of perspective. Imagine a MGTOW person saying I'm oppressed. I'm actually oppressed to the system. It's almost replaying what the feminists are doing. And that actually happens with a lot of MGTOW community. I'm being oppressed by the feminists. Feminists, I'm being oppressed by the men. Men, I don't know. See, MGTOW is like a new type of man almost. It almost seems like that. Kind of crazy.
That's the definition.
But the thing is, don't take all this seriously. This is just brainstorming ideas, because it is a storm, a very complex storm. I'm the dope in it.
She cannot control them, okay? And what did I always say? I say that the difference between men and every other creature on this earth is that we can control our feelings, our emotions, our past
Remember,
lives.
men, we're the gatekeepers too. Women, they're also the gatekeepers.
To our thoughts, to our logic, to our reason, to our long-term goals, long-term benefits. And so, of course, we might feel some passing fantasy, but we're not going to act on it if it goes against our long-term best interests. And you see, a tattoo, by definition, it's going to feel like really cool at that moment. At the moment that she gets it, and the few maybe days or maybe even weeks after. But long term, it's going to look foolish and ridiculous. I mean, have you ever seen an older woman with that tattoo? How does she look? She looks ridiculous, of course. Yeah, I mean, like some 40, 50-year-old hag, right, with a tattoo. What the fuck does she look like, right? She looks like that.
That's hilarious. Anyways, guys, feel free to like more, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Really enjoy people coming on. It actually makes me feel kind of complex in emotions, kind of like a complex positivity. Oh, that's brilliant. Didn't think of that way. Kind of like a different situational understanding.
If you're young, if you're 20
previous
years old, 25
perception plus.
You recognize
I don't know how to think of that.
You know, the way you look now is not the way you're going to look for the rest of your life. You're going to be changing, right? So a girl who gets a tattoo when she's 20, when she's hot, she's not thinking to herself that the good times are going to end. She's not thinking to herself that she will become a woman of 40, a woman of 50, a woman of 60. And the tattoo of some random Chinese character on her hip or her ass or her thigh or wherever the fuck.
5 minutes into this, it already felt like a 30-minute video. That must be a good thing.
And, you know, when she's 40,
there's a scale supposedly of how hot a girl can get equals how crazy they can be, but that's again quite linear. If you don't want to run into people that are crazy, kind of see it in a spectrum. Like if you want to see things on a linear map, you're gonna run into danger. You're gonna get into mistakes that you don't want to be in, places you don't want to be. Obviously, you're gonna end up similar areas with a spectrum thought. But think about it. Like, do you really want to deal with someone that's going to yell at you, scream at you, hit you? Because I've dealt with some people, my friends dealt with some people that are literally, like, crazy. And it's, like, a really tough experience because I've been in the situation where I'm being yelled at and almost hit by a person. It's kind of crazy.
They were easy lays. Yeah, they were girls who fuck on the first date, right? And so you started looking for them. And the thing is, they started like showing them off, right? I remember there was this period of time where all of a sudden all these girls are walking around with these low rider jeans, showing off their tramp stamp. And it's basically an advertising saying, I'm down to fuck. What the fuck does that tell you, huh? Yeah, she's nuts. She has no impulse control. She fancies you, she's gonna fuck you, yeah? She has this passing women having a tattoo, she's gonna get the tattoo. Okay, and what does that mean to you as a guy?
Well, the thing is that I don't feel like women do it to impress the men. I feel like they do it in a more cultural, popularistic perception. It's kind of like their own kind of world of love, hate, love, emotion, like
you cannot build any kind of
different perspective. Okay. But changing perspectives doesn't mean that they're different people. It just means they think differently.
When you're young, you're thinking of just having a good time. And when I say young, I'm saying like, you know, late teens, early 20s, maybe up until the point you're like 27, 30, right? But as you get older, fuck no, you want to have like some character. You want to start building shit, right?
Bad boy mode.
In your 20s.
Call this bad boy mode.
Long-lasting and solid. It's not very common.
So
some guys who are like
maybe women do want a bad boy in their life, but a cool, more fancy kind of perspective. You can see it like the Sigma male or the alpha, that type of character that's just the bad boy. But obviously, it's not the case. It's just an archetypal feeling where you can actually have more structure. It's kind of like having additional thing to you, additional item that you can have for yourself that makes you feel as if, oh yeah, I have more power. So it's enabling more power in you, more wisdom, more actualization. But that's all it is. It's kind of like a pyramid-like structure. That doesn't work anymore because it's not a foundational way of thinking. You can't use a foundation based off that, so you have to figure out what foundation are you using, but realizing you are basically the foundation you're in, But then you realize, what are you in this way of thinking? Who are you? And then Coach Red Pill said, you're a multiplicity of character. You act differently based on situations where you are. So understanding that multiplicity of character is seeing in between the lines of who you are in every moment of perception, like an undulating snake of the fourth dimension. But we can't perceive the fourth dimension, but only get ideas for what it is. We're always going to be in this three-dimensional, two-dimensional kind of space. But honestly, yeah.
To feed their impulses, whatever passing impulse they might happen to have. See, that's why it's not the like the sixes and the sevens and maybe the eights who get tattooed. No, it's a lot of times it's the nines and the tens.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm a 9 and 10, and I don't get tattoos. Just kidding.
And so because they were attractive, they always got their way, and so they started just feeding this demon that is their impulse. And this translates into getting tattoos, and it translates into fucking anything that moves. And it translates into a girl that you cannot pair bond with ever. And this is a...
Yeah, I disagree.
There was a girl I dated, fairly serious.
I dated a girl named Emily. It was a fine relationship, but some may say, oh, it's because you were a cuck. She was using you. She probably was cheating on you. I don't really think so. We had great sex. It was great. She did break up with me because I didn't have a job, but I still feel a love for her. I still respect her, even though I kind of joke around. Every time I see her, I kind of make fun of her, but that's just normal. I'm not really afraid of rejection, but I get rejected. It feels painful, but the thing is that I have problems with communicating because I am technically like mentally disabled, but I still have the guts to talk to very like attracted people. And I continue to do this constantly because that's who I am.
But that lack of impulse control, that always kills a relationship. Because you see, when you have a long-term relationship, okay, a long-term relationship, particularly with kids, or let me phrase that, the only reason to have a long-term relationship is if you have kids. If you don't, then it's pointless. And actually, I've been rethinking the whole issue of marriage, and I'm going to do a video about that. But be that as a man, like, hold your horses on that. The issue of impulse control is so essential.
All right, on to an atheist video. This is gonna be interesting.
So we got a bunch of callers lined up. Oh, we lost one.
Yep.
Guys, subscribe to the Atheist Experience. I already subscribed to it. I'm not a full-on atheist because I kind of go through that. I kind of focus on different scenarios of personal development. They kind of give rise to much more perspectives beyond atheism. Still problematic because it's not based on pure logic but intuition for what atheism could be in a more broader sense.
Yes.
Okay. So I've been on the internet lately and I've been seeing some videos of people healing sicknesses and disease and actually growing out legs using the name of Jesus.
Growing out legs.
Growing out legs?
So like there's not a leg there at all and it grows out?
No, like they have legs, but
one leg is shorter than the other? Is it,
yeah.
So one leg is shorter than the other, and they make the shorter leg grow to the length of the longer one, right? It's an old carnival trick. It's a con, and there's several different ways to do it, including taking and positioning the legs off to one side so that one leg appears longer, and then when you straighten them, they come together. I can do it with my hands. It's probably easier to go like this. That's one way of doing it. There's also, if they have shoes on, you can slip the shoe out a little bit. A little bit of research.
That's actually pretty smart.
I bet if you Googled, and I'm just going to guess, leg growing scam, you would find a whole bunch of articles about how this is achievable. Now, what most people will do when I tell them that is say, oh, but that's not what happened on this video that I saw. How do you know? And I'm not saying you're saying that, but that's my question. I can find videos of almost anything. I can go find videos of purported miracle healing and exorcism. Somebody sent me a bunch of videos on here's a video.
What's up, B Fashion? How's it going? Just watching a video on, I was on Red Pill, I went to feminism, now I'm on atheism, tackling different subjects just to have a more vast connection to what I'm actually trying to observe and trying to help with the world. I'm not the type of goody two shoes person that wants to just help the world based on, oh, I just wanted to make myself feel good. I'm doing it for a reason. It's more like trying to be really good, like really clever, really awesome. It's kind of complicated. Needs work.
Let's see, I think it was in 2013.
Let's turn it up a bit. Already 20 minutes in. It's going good.
Dinosaur bone, and there's an interview of the scientists who actually discovered it.
Yeah. Anyways, feel free to subscribe and do what you want. I'll still be here.
First found it, she was pretty kind of nervous to tell the scientific community.
What's up?
But in my perspective, I'm like, wow,
He's Christian.
Like science goes off of evidence. So the impression that she was giving to the viewers is scientist is already biased and refuses to believe anything or accept anything that doesn't go with their actual beliefs. So
sure. So she can give that impression, but is it true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. You need to know the truth, the actual secular truth.
It's true that scientists are prejudiced against new information that might upset a paradigm.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a pretty pretty big speculation, seeing that the non-verbal communication and the verbal communication that she was giving off, and having her being a scientist being exposed to the community.
I'm sorry, Brian. You're misunderstanding. I don't care what she thinks. I'm saying, is it true that the scientific community is in fact prejudiced against findings like this that would upset the current understanding of science?
I mean, in my opinion, I'm not gonna badger anyone's opinion, but in my personal opinion.
Oh, that's cool. They have a candle with Neil deGrasse Tyson on it. That's just hilarious.
In apparent, it was a 66 million year old.
I don't care about the specifics of this case. I'm asking the abstract question.
What the fuck?
About, is it in fact true that the scientific community is in a conspiratorial bias to hide these facts and not let them come to light?
I believe so.
Why?
I believe that it depends on the situation, and the reason why I took a long time to explain the last thing that I said is because
just achieve something great.
We can
sort
all
of
agree that scientists' foundation, or one of their main foundations, is evolution. And
no. Actually, evolution is a portion of and the foundation for biological sciences, but not all of them.
Not quite.
Here's the thing. The way science works is they want new information.
Don't listen to some of the things that come out of my mouth randomly. I disagree with myself all the time.
That's how you get more.
Many disagreements here.
The idea that there's a conspiracy to hide this stuff, the thing that you're talking about, for example, madebbc.com. I'm looking at the article right here.
So live science and
scientists aren't hiding this stuff.
Does it say though that she was ridiculed because when she discovered the blood on the bone, blood or organic material isn't supposed to last even more than 1 million years, and seeing blood on an apparent 66 million year old bone that raises huge speculation.
Yeah, it raises speculation, but there's almost no historical or even concrete proof that can exist, because if it did exist, it would be in the news, it would be on there. Maybe they do hide some stuff, but really, if you're going to focus on an article or something that's untrue, then why are you going to propel that? You're just going to be spreading false news, and people are going to believe things that are not true.
This article from the BBC says it's 75 million years old.
Yeah, same.
65.
75. Oh my God, can you not just Google blood dinosaur bones?
Well, no, that didn't come. He wouldn't be able to immediately pull up Institute for Creation research if he did that.
But the Jen is looking at the story about this on Live Science. I'm looking at it on BBC. So where's the conspiracy to hide this information?
And I also pulled up something from Smithsonian Magazine. So it's been widely published. It was
heard about it.
It was published in the Journal of Proteome Research. which is a peer-reviewed journal. So nobody's hiding this from anybody. And it wasn't blood found on the bone. It was blood found in the bones.
Yeah, blood found, like the point being there should be no blood
That's what
on any dinosaur bone. Because, and I know that they're saying that this is because of the iron bone, but when she first discovered this discovery, scientists, instead of saying, is there iron on the bone, they chose to ridicule her.
No, they were appropriately skeptical because this had never been found before.
Yep.
And what she had to do, what she had to do was demonstrate that the sample she was using where she found this purported blood had not been contaminated with anything else. And once she did that, her findings were embraced by the scientific community and they were hailed as a remarkable discovery. So what's your issue with that?
My issue is when she first found the discovery,
they didn't believe her.
Yes,
that's exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
This is why when somebody comes in and says, hey, I found this fossil of a bird-like dinosaur, the first thing we need to do is investigate. You don't begin by believing. You believe after there's sufficient evidence. And someone coming up with something that hasn't been seen before and saying, look what I found, should not be believed just because they say they found it. What should happen is that there's a proper investigation and you reach a conclusion and that gets published and peer reviewed, which is exactly what has happened here. So where's the science conspiracy?
So there seems to be miscommunication.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. This is my room that me and my friend share. I sleep on the floor. It's my basket. Clothes.
I don't care.
That I have.
I don't see.
Sort of.
It's
not all my clothes, but I have most of the clothes in the closet.
Brian, no. Let me finish. You are concerned about her fear of bringing this forward, and that this is sufficient to reach the conclusion that the fear is justified, when the evidence we have is that the fear was not justified.
Okay, can I just give you guys the video so you guys can watch it and just make your own speculation?
Not interested in watching a video.
What could I possibly get out of a video? You have to go and investigate it. This is the thing. For the same reason they didn't believe her immediately when she showed up with this is the same reason you shouldn't believe a video when you see it. You have to investigate further. Have you investigated beyond watching the video? Do you have any expertise in this area?
Oh, of course. And then all you have to see is the fact that organic materials should not be on a dinosaur bone.
Hang on, I thought this was a video about growing. I thought this was a video about growing legs.
Yeah, I know, but we kind of transitioned and
oh my gosh, you literally transitioned the worst way possible.
So you want to send us videos about blood on a dinosaur bone, which we've already acknowledged is a scientific thing?
No, I want you guys to think about the logic that the logic of saying that it is acceptable to believe that blood, organic material, should be present in a dinosaur bone.
She demonstrated that that's the case.
No, but like this is the point though. Like scientists have already said that organic materials should not be present
under normal
circumstances. But she demonstrated that this bone that she was using was not contaminated, and this was in fact blood and other tissue from a dinosaur.
So what we have a scenario where something we did not think could occurred. We don't have an explanation, or they may have. I haven't actually read the hard. We may or may not have an explanation for why. What's the problem? What's the problem?
Iron.
What's the problem?
The problem is it does not seem genuine.
What doesn't seem genuine?
And on what basis do you say that that's not genuine?
I still don't know what's not genuine.
Well, and you don't even have any expertise in this field.
No,
exactly. This guy doesn't have expertise. A lot of people try to act smart and say, "Oh, I have expertise in this field." No, you don't. You didn't go through the years and years of research, education just to figure all this out.
Appropriately skeptical. The that this could occur because at the
And
time,
when somebody validates you and acts like you didn't do anything, it's like, what?
Brutally attacked her.
Okay. They were wrong to brutally attack her, if that's what happened, but I have no reason to believe, Brian, I have no reason to believe anything you say at this point.
Yeah.
No, but can you understand why they would brutally attack her?
I'm not convinced, Brian, I'm not convinced that they did, and I just said if they brutally attacked her, they were wrong to do that. But you don't get to build a conspiracy, and then when it gets knocked down, go back to the beginning and say, yes, but they brutally attacked her, and this demonstrates a conspiracy among scientists. No. What happened was they didn't believe until there was good reason to believe. And if somebody brutally attacked her, they were wrong.
Yeah, because they are protecting evolution because the evolution.
So you don't accept.
No, wait a minute. This discovery is actually a significant contribution to evolutionary science because, as Mary Schweitzer herself notes, it tells us not only about how tissues preserve over time, but gives us the possibility of looking at how
This is the start of something awesome.
While they were alive.
This live is the start of something great. It's going to continue.
But it contradicts.
No.
There's Master Oogway. There's all this type of people that consider themselves masters, but I'm the doctor.
No.
That's what I am. I'm the doctor. The Doctor of Storms, the Doctor from Milky Way Galaxy, on planet Earth, in a place on the USA map.
Do you speak English?
I'm here to help.
Are you just like regurgitating words
Help
and not
people
paying attention to what
constantly.
was said?
One person at a time, two person at a time, it doesn't
Prior
matter.
to this discovery,
I'm just different.
that
But I'm not a goody two-shoes person. I still need to work on my personality skills, but it's going to take some time. And I might be a little narcissistic, a little bit crazy.
The evidence that
I'm not sure.
giving you is actually true. That's the point.
Because
you do more than watch a damn video and reach to whatever conclusion you feel is comfortable.
See, this is the thing about peer-reviewed science and publishing. It's that they lay out their methodology so another scientist can replicate the work. You could replicate the work. You would have to go and get the appropriate skills and access to the appropriate lab. But if you had that, you could replicate this work and prove it to yourself. That's the whole point of publishing in scientific journals. So you put the information out there for more than one person to take a look at. This stuff's not a secret.
So I'm wondering what any of this has to do. I mean, it seems to me that you don't think evolution has happened. You don't trust science.
No, because I mean, there's also like in ancient Egyptian history, like within the pyramids, there's actually old writings of giants walking the earth and actually being responsible for the pyramids.
And you believe that? And you believe that, Brian? And you believe that, Brian?
Yeah, I believe there's
so you believe this thing that you think was written on an ancient pyramid, but not the findings of peer-reviewed science.
Wow.
And you know what?
Nail deep.
This is a prank call. Goodbye.
Yep. Good job for saying goodbye to that person. He wasn't even being genuine or helpful to the conversation. But then again, I see it's a bit crude for them to just say goodbye, but you know.
But we did get to talk about it. Hey, here's a finding of science.
That's right.
And we didn't have to sex it up or delve into your wild conspiracy theories about how the scientists are desperate to protect evolution, so they're not willing to consider the thing that they considered.
All right, on to new videos.
I don't believe it.
All right, what should I focus on now? All right. CRT television screens from retro gaming. This is actually really interesting because I've been focusing on retro gaming. I recently started using retro gaming perspectives and stuff. Let's see retro gaming from Linus Tech Tips.
Retro gaming is really taking off, and as good as modern displays have become, there's something about the big boy CRT that has enthusiasts paying hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
It's really beautiful to see how these CRTs actually work, you know?
just bought one and made a video about it. But that's stupid. What? You heard me right. People are
One sec, I need to do something.
paying top dollar for displays like this one that you probably didn't even know existed. Check this thing out. This is an HD CRT TV straight out of 2003. This boy is 16:9, runs at 1080i resolution, and has input lag so low that David says he doesn't even bother with his LG C10 OLED anymore. And that, sir, is where you lost me.
All right. Well, not multitasking, singular tasking right now.
AMD, if you're looking to upgrade or build a new gaming PC, the Game on AMD sales event is on right now until August 5th, where you can get their best deals on AMD Ryzen and Radeon products. Learn more today at the link.
All right, let's see. Oh, it's okay. Not bad. I'm watching Linus Tech Tips while working on my homebrew PC. I put like 2 gigs of memory in this, and it has a 3.8 gigahertz processor, but it's cool. I'm using whatever this let's go to my computer. Let's go to PAL. Is that what it is? And go to Basilisk. I use Basilisk. That's what I use.
Technology with the outstanding contrast ratio, something that average consumers
open it. I'm not use YouTube on this because it actually doesn't really work. Well, this is embarrassing. Someone is having trouble recovering your windows and tabs. Okay, what should I search? I'm gonna search Wikipedia articles on this XP. It's kind of cool.
But OLED is here now. And some of the recent ones.
All right, English. I'm gonna research on, let's see, autism. Autism spectrum. So, autism is basically a developmental disorder. Neurodevelopmental, repetitive patterns, social interaction, nonverbal communication, interests, stereotypic body movements, hyperactivity to sensory input, proficient non-speaking language, all that stuff. I don't believe a lot of studies went into this and actually discussed. I haven't researched too much into it because I guess I have to understand but just reading down this is giving me more of a sense of clarity. For some reason, it's making my autistic quality seem more neurotypical because it's like, imagine in the future we have machines like AI that is able to put for an autistic person to teach them how to experience neurotypical behavior, and it can actually be good for them. And then there's other ideas and perspectives of what if there's something beyond neurotypical, a person more normal than normal, or less normal, or all that stuff. It's just, we need more diversity in the world to understand how these disorders work. I wouldn't say neurotypical disorder is a disorder or order. There's like an equilibrium to the vast, intricate web of all this stuff. We just call something a disorder, not because it is a disorder, but it's just something we don't clearly understand per se.
People are all like, CRT black, CRT black, perfect black.
I am a doctor, but I'm my own doctor. I'm my own main doctor. The Doctor. That's going to be my name. But I'm also Theta Sigma, so. I'm not like that one YouTuber that's like a counselor, because I don't believe counseling is a solution to our problems. I don't like counseling. Every time I've been around a counselor, they haven't helped me at all. Counsels don't work for me. Also, ranks in a system don't work. Things should be non-holocratic, but in a way that functions, you know? Like, sort of like, I'm going to say this is going to piss people off, but somehow communistic perception in the real world could actually work, but it's not necessarily, oh, you have to go? All right, see ya. But I'm not saying I'm communistic. I'm just saying that sort of that kind of frame of reference could work, but it doesn't exactly work because it has flaws. There's flaws in all the systems, are democratic or republican or are different systems. But I'm not saying I'm not political at all. I'm just talking about it. But right now, I'm still on Linus Tech Tips. They have an HD CRT that looks really amazing with the OLED. The OLED does kind of seem cool, but yeah. Anyways, be fashion, subscribe to me, and enjoy your time doing whatever you need to do.
It's noticeable though. We measured about 40 milliseconds of delay in our testing, but when it turned up.
But it would be cool if HDCRTs could resume the process of development so they can be more modern. That'd be cool.
Should we turn that off then? Yes, we should.
Anyways, that was a little bit into that. Alright. Let's just go on my YouTube feed and see what shows up. Alright, Oompaville did a video. Alright. Reacting to Oompaville.
Huge internet privacy drama that's been going on behind the scenes.
Pathophysiology.
And so did you. Hackers got social security numbers, dates of births, physical addresses, and emails, all found being sold on the dark web. The world is in a digital age. If you
Digital age.
haven't been chronically online, if you haven't been on Twitter in a while and seen awesome memes like this.
What the fuck?
In unison with all this fun shit that's always happening and all these, dead bodies you can see at the tip of your fingers on a daily basis, it's impossible to stay anonymous or protected.
AT&T now doing damage control after revealing that the personal data of about 1 in 5 Americans was stolen and leaked on the dark web 2 weeks ago.
Whoa.
The telecom giant says 7.6
People need to be
million
protected.
current account holders have been
More
impacted,
protection for people.
along
That's
with
why we gotta be
65
more
million
secure and more identical. We need to be more solidary. We need to focus on ourselves more instead of trying to please people so much. But at the same time, we have to care for people and actually focus on bettering and taking care of other individuals. So yeah.
Info about foot traffic and then spits out insights like how many customers visited a store in any given day and sells that to investors.
Autistic neurotypical perception on.
Something like that. I really don't know.
Your name, your age, your height, your weight, where you live, where you work, your family.
I'm gonna hone into my new high-functioning autistic capabilities.
Health conditions, your buying habits, your credit score, your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, who you text. These are all examples of data points, little bits of information, and those little bits.
Our data is kind of leaked to a lot of people. That's why we need to use older tech, like cell phones from the early days. Use Windows XP models. Trust me, when you go on a homebrew XP, it seems so freaking new, and it actually runs faster than you think.
Much like I used to trade candy at the schoolyard just to make a quick buck back when I was in school. I'm just kidding. That was all a lie. I was homeschooled. This being said, the public is tired of their data being stolen. I am a member of the public, and I am tired of my data being stolen, dude. I'm not going to have it anymore. So
Nah, you don't want your data stolen. Fuck
all
that.
of you are going to go build an 18th century guillotine, French Revolution style, and we're going to build it right outside of a government building. Just kidding. We're not going to do that.
There ain't no need to start a riot.
That's a great idea.
Let's start a riot.
Because that would be
No riots.
That would be like
Stop.
art, like progressive or modern art. But what we are going to do is expose them online because that's what we
I know
do
he's
on this
joking.
epic drama channel.
What all these companies have in common is they collect your personal information and then resell or share it with others.
That's basically what AI is doing, but AI I want to see is the definite problem, you know.
The internet has been
You know.
They're trying to ban TikTok, which I understand.
This is not an attempt to ban TikTok. It's an attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe, a winner.
And they're also
What the
trying to ban our
fuck?
jerk material as well.
Oh my
Taxes
fucking
you
god.
get. I'm just saying they're not trying to do that. That's all.
Sorry about my
There's
cussing. I just
There's
cuss a
of
lot.
facets to all that. What I just said there.
But I can do what I
Stuff's
want.
really
But
simple.
obviously it's not gonna seem as
And then I
very
say, well, I didn't know.
cute. But I just like cussing.
You don't know about that?
I'm just from Appalachia. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here. I just read the script. I don't talk. What y'all
Let's see how much better I am.
Joe, bye.
I've 48%
Online privacy recently. We talked about the TikTok ban. Basically, a bill has been partially approved by the United States government.
Oh, they're trying to ban TikTok.
TikTok. We'll get into it. It's been dumb. I want to know what you guys think. I'm pretty excited about it, though. I was like,
little black pill, little apathetic, said, hey man, I don't really care. My data's already out there. I'd rather have China have it than the American government. Another thing is they say this shit is for us and it's to protect the data of American citizens from the Chinese government. But it's not like actual protection of our data and privacy in a blanket sense of the phrase. It's just that they want it. The American government and our intelligence agencies can have it, but the Chinese government cannot have it. I think, honestly, I'd rather have the Chinese government have it. Because what are they going to do with it? And that is still true. I still believe that. I still, would prefer someone who doesn't have direct control over me in this instance to have my data versus the American government who does have a lot of control over me in my day-to-day life. That being said, extremely short-sighted, obviously. That's an instant gratification, literally the TikTok way of looking at it. I would prefer nobody have that information. I would also prefer no one be able to predict exactly what I'm thinking right now. Let me out of here. I don't want to be in here anymore. That's how it feels to have your information stolen, sort of. Anyways, that was the voice in my head. So, what do you guys feel like? Do you feel like privacy is your right?
Over the last 16 months, as I've debated this issue around the world, every single time somebody has said to me, I don't really worry about invasion of privacy because I don't have anything
fun to use.
I always say the same thing. I get out a pen, I write down my email address, I say, here's my email address. What I want you to do when you get home is email me the passwords to all of your email accounts. Not just the nice, respectable work one with the name, but all of them. Because I want to be able to just scroll through what it is you're doing online, read what I want to read, and publish whatever I find interesting. After all, if you're not a bad person, if you're doing nothing wrong, you should have nothing to hide. Not a single person has taken me up on that offer.
Do you feel like privacy is a privilege that is traded for convenience? Because that's kind of what it is.
The modern internet is built on an implicit bargain. We get free access to the website, life-changing apps, and connected social media, and in exchange, companies collect our data to sell to
Also, feel free to comment, whatever. Comment.
That's pretty much what privacy is. It's a privilege that is traded for convenience.
And back in 2010, an innocuous message board quote, internet famous. If you are not paying for it, you're not the customer. You're the product being sold.
It's a huge topic of debate. I'm interested. I love making videos like this and looking at the comments and seeing people who know a lot about stuff talking. I like that. I like reading those comments. There aren't that many laws protecting people's data. They're lackluster, they're weak, and quite frankly, they are lame, and they should be put down swiftly with respect. As is the case with a lot of laws that are from the government, they're all from the 50s, and they all fucking suck. And then they add shit that makes it look like something Teddy tried to make. Bunch of patches, bunch of nonsensical patches. You're like, what is this? Fucking scam?
I basically talked to like probably 20 individuals today. Constant talking actually makes me feel like I'm productive.
HIPAA stands for the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996. This act aims to limit access to protected health information, also known as PHI, from misuse.
So that act covers health information and requires written consent or permission to disclose protected health information, basically. So it's cool. You know, it makes sense, I think. Then we have COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act.
Oh shit. Is that what's happening? What the
After
fuck?
you turn 18,
What the frick?
welcome to the jungle, I guess.
Federal law mandates that all teachers and administrators follow the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act.
In a school, you have no rights. That's how it works.
The COPPA law applies to all students who are under the age of 13. In a nutshell, the law applies to digital publication of any personal information about these students.
It's the Wild West out here. Remember the COPPA thing on YouTube? It was a big sham, big scam or something. The EU does have a law, so we're not going to pretend like there isn't any laws. My world just begins and ends in America, and that's where I like to plant my flag. All right, guys, that's where my moral guidelines come from. The EU one is called the General Data Protection Regulation.
The new GDPR regulations cover things that could identify us. So your name,
I have to put more energy into this.
the location of your computer and personal data, like race and sexual orientation. From now on, organisations will have to prove they have a lawful reason for holding that kind of data, and even more importantly, show that they're keeping it safe.
And it honestly protects Americans' data probably a pretty significant amount because the obligations put forth by it are imposed on any organization in the world that collects data from anyone in the EU.
Organizations that collect data around the whole
Sorry,
world.
that was kind of like an
All the big,
irritable,
scary ones like Google and all that
kind
stuff. People
of
think I'm a Google
childish
puppet.
thing that I
Isn't
did,
funny?
but it's just
There's
what
like
it
a
is, you
whole
know?
new world of people who think I'm a Google puppet. They think that Google, because I like YouTube, they think that I'm a Google puppet. You know what I'm a puppet for? Candy. Sour candy. Available at sour.gg. Go to sour.gg. Did you guys know that I have a candy company? We manufacture our own candy in-house. In my house, actually in the basement down there. There's shit everywhere. In the candy tin. We got some cool flavors. We got some new flavors coming. Blur that one probably, but it'll be there. Just sign up to the email list. You'll get an email as soon as it comes out. And you can procure it like evil people procure our data. Now, federally, not a lot of laws. There are state laws. That's the greatness of the melting pot that is the United States of Earth. There was an attempted ratification of what's that thing called? Constitution in like 18 something maybe, I think, where they wanted to change this to the U.S. of E. The United States of Earth. I think we should have done it, to be honest. California has the Consumer Privacy Act.
The California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA, came into effect January 1st, 2020. Enforcement started on July 1st, 2020. CCPA provides and enhances consumer privacy rights and protections for California residents. They have the right to know what personal information a business has collected about them. Receive a copy of it, or request that you delete it.
Which is pretty cool, man. California, sometimes they're on the cutting edge of some stuff. I write some stuff. I like that. It's ironic though. The home of Silicon Valley, where those are the culprits that are stealing everyone's data, and they've muddied the waters in what should be legal and what is a violation of like human right. Kinda, it's just at least California has an act to protect their sort of citizens. There's also Virginia, my home state, Sic Semper Tyrannis. Colorado also has a little protection act, which is pretty cool. These are all recent, by the way, during COVID, 2021 for Virginia and Colorado, I think, as well. So that's 3 out of 50 states that have privacy protection acts for consumers that positively affect the residents of those states. How is this not a normal thing? I don't understand. Hey man, in Texas, guess what? You can't look at if you're under the age of 18. Okay. Awesome. What about all the other stuff? What about all the other stuff, man? What about like selling my data to China and shit? So at the federal level, in regard to protecting the citizens of the United States of America, protecting their privacy, there's almost nothing that's really truly been done. We've got the TikTok ban is for us to protect our data. That's kind of what it's being shielded as.
Showdown is looming for TikTok. Today, the House overwhelmingly passed a bill to force the social media app's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to sell or face a ban in the U.S. Both parties voicing national security concerns because the Chinese government could access the data of TikTok's 170 million American users.
But in reality, it's to divest ByteDance and sell to an American-owned company. But Meta captures just as much data, and it's on Facebook and X, all this shit. They're not selling your data. It's much worse.
A big part of Google's ad business
My eyes are
is
huge
search
right now.
ads
What the
and
fuck?
YouTube ads that we're all familiar with. But another big part is
Alright, so I didn't watch the whole video because I sometimes don't watch whole videos. So I'm gonna watch something. Oh, penguins. Let's react to this.
Whatever you do, don't turn around. You won't like what you might see behind you. It's AI. It's everywhere. You may even be AI soon, if you're not already. I've made so many videos fear-mongering for AI, to be honest, but I really can't overstate just how big of a deal this technology is. Every single time I say that everything is going to be affected by it, every job, every industry, everything, people doubt it, and they'll have these holdouts for things that AI won't ever replace. And I just have to sit there and giggle and put my pinky to my lip like Dr. Evil as I once again say, firmly, you're fucking wrong.
Yep.
AI is such
It is taking
an
over.
unbelievable innovation. It's incomprehensible the effect that it's going to have on us in 10, 15, 20 years. Once
Right.
again, look at where we started with Will Smith eating a plate of spaghetti that looked like some kind of LSD fever experience.
Right. I remember that.
Or you can have a very convincing video of Will Smith eating spaghetti, and you need him to come out and deny it in order to confirm its authenticity. But for some people, that wouldn't even be good enough because he could be lying. He could be lying about eating that spaghetti or not eating it, for that matter. It's so crazy how quickly it's advancing. And one of the big things that I think is going to be affected probably before any other major industry is music. AI music is in a state that I didn't even recognize was this far along. There's a few tools to make AI music right now, but by far the easiest and most accessible, also probably the most sophisticated, is one called Suno, which I was using on stream and just goofing around making dog shit AI songs. But the songs themselves aren't really dog shit. If I didn't tell you they were AI and you just happened to have heard that in the background of a YouTube video, you might legitimately think a person made it. It's already come so far from the beginning of AI music a year ago where it was really easy to tell that it was all AI generated, but now it's getting tough. So I just wanted to show you this. Like, I'll tell you right now, the eclipse tomorrow or 2 days from now isn't going to open any kind of portals. It's not going to do anything. The Hadron Collider, the Devil's Comet aren't working in
Yeah, absolutely. It did nothing but give me a huge burst of knowledge.
I will tell you something that doesn't have anything to do with the eclipse, but is bringing about a doomsday, is AI music. How many of you heard of Suno? Because I only recently just checked this out. This is alarming. So I've been playing with an AI music creator called Suno, and it is making...
Oh shit, I should download that.
I have no idea it's AI. So you can put in your
what the
own
heck?
or whatever, or you can have
oh, brilliant.
So let me just show you a couple. I was trying to make like a Deftones style song.
All right, let's try Suno. All right, create, okay. An ancient Roman Augustan song mixed with Tupac like rap and vaporwave sounds called Ancient Vaporwave. All right, create. I'll have to create an account. All right. All right, it's creating. Woo! It's gonna be good. Hopefully it sounds good. Okay, let's see. Oh, holy shit! Manny, come listen to this. Whoa, I just created that. Bro, I found a program that you can create music in 5 seconds. Oh my gosh. Bro, fucking awesome. Holy shit. Oh, that is epic. All right, I listen to that, so listen to this.
Step into the ancient city where history meets the future. Roman emperors blazing trails to set fire, I nurture. Spit rhymes like fire, the words I deliver. Like Austin's lead Rome, the illest rap setter. Tupac reincarnated, resurrected to my soul. From the ancient to the modern, my words continue to grow. Vaporwave melodies, blending past and present. Bringing ancient Rome to life, sonically pleasant. Ancient vaporwave.
Did you hear that?
No.
Come over here.
What?
Listen to this. I'm gonna replay it. It's like so cool.
Step into the ancient city where history meets the future. Roman emperors blazing trails to set fire, I nurture.
Listen.
Spit rhymes like fire, the words I deliver. Like Austin's lead Rome, the illest rap setter. Tupac reincarnated.
What about it? It's good. It's a good song.
It's ancient vaporwave.
To the mind, my words continue to grow. Vaporwave melodies, blending past and present.
Can I take credit for this? Is it possible?
I don't know.
How do I download it? Whoa. All right. Public. Clip is now public. Okay. Clip is now public. Woo! All right. Whoa. Extend. All right. Exit. All right. I'll create the lyrics later, but let's listen to this.
Step into my yoga. Welcome to the Coliseum. People way of vibe. Futuristic clean. Not spirit flows through my mind. Screen take a listen. Gladiators in the cyberspace. Prepare for this ancient world rhythm. Make a way. I am going through the marble walls. I'll just see somebody in jazz and beating floors. Ancient emperors vibing to the rhythm. Time is a war. In this fusion of eras, we rewrite history's ancient call. Golden chariots cruising with digital life of vapor. Ancient Roman gods and goddesses with futuristic flavor.
Can I download this? Download. Audio. Download. I can download this shit? What the fuck? Oh, I'm gonna do so much fun with this shit. Alright. Download audio. Alright, let's think of something else. Alright. Create. How do I create? I have to go back. Custom mode. Alright, let's see. Alright, new 70s vaporwave inspired by 80s using a new creative inspiration to make the 70s better than the 80s. All right, create. This is badass.
That's how they create drag type beats.
Oh yeah. Visions of a Neon Dream. Synth pop retro vaporwave. You can create dubstep on this shit for real. Wait, what the fuck? All right. All right, one more and I'm gonna be done.
Turn back the clock to a colorful time where neon lights will make the city shine. A retro future, a vision so clear, blending dates to create something new and sincere.
All right, I created something new. This is gonna be the before William Hartnell version of the Doctor. It's gonna be an intro for the Morbius Doctor. So listen, this is gonna be cool. All right. Oh, this is not the intro. Well, I guess.
From the depths of eternity, he emerges anew. His name is Morbius, and time he will skew. Through spiraling vortex, he weaves his own tale. Across galaxies and dimensions, he will prevail. With a mind full of knowledge and a lust for more, he's the master of chaos. The one through the door.
Holy shit, that didn't sound good, but I want the original intro. Okay. Based off of original intros of Doctor Who, not rock, but based off of the show, the previous incarnations of the Doctor before William Hartnell's era. A different what is it? Cycle of incarnations. Let's see. Oh, I already created too much, huh? Aw. What if I take it down a little bit? Aw, fuck. Aw, if I refresh, I can still create. Alright, I'm done. I did too much. But I'm ready to upload this video right now. How do I do this? Okay, end it. See you guys, bye. The fucking